Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a more personal video because I feel like I always get questioned, especially a lot about weight loss and stuff like that. So I decided to kind of take a trip down memory lane and kind of show you guys kind of where I started, like how my figure was also back in the day, back in when I was a child. And kind of like my struggle with weight loss and how I managed now to lose 10 kgs, and I'm going to be continuing my weight loss and losing about 6 more kgs, but I'll be documenting that on social media and of course as a video, and I will get back to you guys with which stuff I used to actually lose my weight. And yeah, I think I'll just get started, I guess, by just selecting out a few pictures from back then. So growing up, I was a normal sized child. I grew up in Zimbabwe, in Harare, and there we had a normal diet. We had normal sports activities which we went to when we were at school. And I used to play a lot of field hockey. I used to play a lot of netball, soccer, tennis, and all those things, so they always kept me fit. When I moved to Germany when I was 12 years old, I gained a lot of weight just because I loved the McDonald's. We don't have a McDonald's in Zimbabwe till today. But yeah, I gained a lot of weight just because I started, you know, I could kind of control what I was eating. So I would have like McDonald's after school, a Big Mac, and just random things like that, which obviously, since the school system in Germany doesn't really make you do a lot of sports, I think you get like 2 hours in a week, it means that you don't really get to work out. It's kind of like your choice, which you can choose to go like dancing or, you know, pick your own sports. But I had a lot of problems with getting to know the language and, you know, getting ahead with schoolwork because, yeah, it was pretty hard. So I kind of became a book rat, and then I gained a lot of weight, and then I was kind of before the 100 kg mark. I remember it was like something like 97.7 kgs, and I thought, oh my god, if I get over this 100, I'm never going back. And that's kind of when I first decided, you know, to just kind of think of weight loss. And back in the day, it wasn't really like Google. I was like maybe 15. You didn't really have like the Google YouTube videos which you have today, so that was kind of pretty hard for me. And I don't know, I just kind of changed the way I ate. That was like my main interest, that I said I was just gonna let the junk food go and just start eating healthy. But I didn't decide to do sports right at the starting, but I lost a ton of weight at the first go. I think I lost about, I would say 15 kgs, just like that, because imagine if you're like from 97 kgs and then you just stop eating all the junk food. Literally, I lost so much weight at the starting, so I was super excited. I was like on the roof. I was like, yes, ooh, I'm gonna be skinny, I'm gonna be thin, whatever. So I didn't hit the plateau just yet. So I started when I hit a plateau that I wasn't losing weight anymore, which your body just kind of starts holding on to fat when you just start eating less. So at a certain point you're gonna hit a plateau, and this plateau is going to make it so hard for you guys to lose weight. That's the point which I believe that most people actually give up, because I was so frustrated that I didn't lose the weight. Even though I was doing sports, I started doing Jillian Michaels workouts, Taibo, old school, and that's kind of like how it was mentally so challenging that I was so frustrated, and I almost went back to eating the same way. But I didn't notice that I just had to kind of, you know, like stick it out, and then it will gradually just then go down from there. So that was what I didn't know back then. So that's kind of like my tip to you. If you start losing weight and then you hit this, like maybe after 6 kgs you hit a plateau, just don't give up. You know, also don't feel frustrated if you gain maybe a kg or a few grams. I know some people like totally go crazy and then they like starve themselves. It doesn't help to starve yourself. You just should eat healthy and, you know, just work through it. Like, just don't overdo it just because you aren't seeing numbers. Numbers are on the side. Especially, I would always say when you're starting to lose weight, don't jump on the scale a lot. Just, I'm saying that now as a hypocritical person because I get on the scale like almost every 2 days. Before it was like every day because I didn't want to gain any weight. But I try to go on as little as possible because sometimes you will have a day where if you aren't eating controlled meals that you'll eat a bit more, and then maybe you'll have a day afterwards where you'll actually eat a bit less. So it kind of balances each other out throughout a week. So that's kind of also what I have learned with myself, that I shouldn't be too hard on myself. Like if I have a cheat day, I will try and not go on the scale. Like I had a cheat day yesterday and I'm like not going on the scale until maybe Monday. And it's gonna be hard because there's like a weekend in between. And yeah, I would say definitely, yeah, don't go on the scale too often. So continuing my weight loss journey, I started my YouTube channel back in 2010. And I was kind of, yeah, I was pretty thickums back then when I started my channel. And then I finally, through my channel, managed to actually lose weight because I was filming myself doing fashion, so I could kind of see, you know, like my chunkier arms, my chunkier legs. And I want, like, since I'm in fashion, I wanted to be obviously skinny or normal sized, as other people would call it. That's when I really went into the whole weight loss thing, and I lost a good amount of weight, and I was steady at about 62 kgs. I was not happy with myself back then because I had this number of a friend of mine who was kind of like my skinny idol in school, and she weighed 57 kgs. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna weigh 57 kgs and I'm gonna look just like her. She was also almost my same height, maybe a bit shorter. And I kind of had her as kind of on the pedestal of what I had to be. So I was pretty harsh on myself, but I never lost those 5 kgs. I don't know why, but I kind of never managed to do it. Like maybe I was really starving myself back then, so yeah. So then I met my boyfriend in 2012, and you know, when you meet the boyfriend, when you sometimes not with everyone, but when I met him, we kind of, you know, were like traveling around the world, seeing many beautiful places, tasting many beautiful foods. We quickly moved in together, and I then I didn't have a scale at home. That was probably like my biggest mistake, which I'd say from now on, that I didn't have a scale to monitor like if I was gaining weight. So I was just kind of enjoying life, you know, working and everything else, and I kind of just not really let myself go because I still like made myself pretty, but I had a lot more events which I went to, so there was always like nice food and champagne and drinks and everything. So that was kind of my downfall, I would say. I gained a lot of weight, and I kind of didn't have anyone to tell me because my friends didn't really say anything. And I was kind of like, you know, yeah, I can't really explain it. Like, it was just due to different situations in life that something like that happened, which wasn't like obviously not the end of the world. But after a while, I kind of noticed, okay, you know, you don't look as skinny as you were back then. And I don't like myself using the word skinny, but I can't think of like a better word, as healthy as back then. And after a while I got a scale and I was shocked that I had gained like, I think I gained like 16 kgs, and I was like, woo, that's about like 30 pounds. I was like, okay, it's not like you're pregnant or anything. So I kind of set my goal, and that was when I did my video. I did it in German, and that's why I wanted to do this video in English, because then you guys can actually see with me. So I'll quickly just check when I did the video. It was, I think it was end of October, and I wanted to kind of, you know, just do it for myself. Like I didn't have any special motivation, so I was like, okay, I need to do this for myself. I want to get fit and I want to, you know, just look pretty and, you know, wear my clothes, and I'm gonna be fit for summer. Because I noticed last summer when I was in Ibiza with my sister and Mehtap from Exotiquetv. I will link her channel also below. She's a fabulous girl and she has a fabulous figure. And I noticed, you know, like I didn't just feel like myself, I just felt like really, you know, I just didn't feel myself on that holiday, and I had an amazing time, but like technically speaking, I was like not on my A game. So I kind of took that as my motivation, turned it around and said, okay, I'm gonna lose the weight. So I decided that I was gonna definitely do a detox. So I contacted a company and asked them if they would supply me with a 30-day detox, which they did, and that was the Fit Tea, which I used. And it's kind of silly if you say, you know, a detox tea won't work. Like obviously a detox tea is gonna work. I'm gonna say I loved the detox tea because of the like the flavors were amazing. Like they had a chai and they had like other different styles which were super delicious, and I loved starting my day with them. Like I'm still probably gonna get a few more, which I will be using also for this run right now. And I loved that product. That was definitely a nice one for me. And I started doing controlled meals. It sounds kind of boring because it's like, okay, yeah, you know, you can, it gets boring if you do the same type of food all the time, but I don't really care. Like if I find something which I like, then I can go to town with it. I can literally just eat the same thing 5 days straight if I know that I'm gonna be losing weight through it. So what I did is that I picked 2 meals which are easy and simple for me to make, which were also super efficient and which would hold longest. My first dish, which is one which you guys will probably hate, but I love tuna and I love salmon. So I picked those 2 kind of like as my not vegan, vegetarian kind of dishes, and I paired it with balsamico sauce and with onions just to give it a bit of spoof and spunk. And I added in tomatoes kind of as my veggie. So that's kind of how I did my one meal, and I had the other meal with broccoli and chicken, which is just you cook broccoli in a hot pot and then you cook the chicken breast fillet. So that was so delicious. Like I made that dish the most. Like the broccoli industry lived off me the last few months and that's kind of how I lost my 10 kgs. I'm not a sports person and I work from home, so it's kind of like the sport aspect for me at the moment is close to zero, but since I do work from home, I like to like walk outside and get like some fresh air when I can. So that's kind of how I do my walking. Like I don't need to sweat up the whole apartment by running on the treadmill. And that's kind of like how I do my workout, is kind of just walking. I want to go back to doing sports, like just to tone up, but I first want to lose the weight and then I can kind of like think of building up muscle, because it seems to be all about building up, like strong, not skinny. Go for my eating and just kind of lose weight through that and through walking, of course. Because I'm not sure, they always say the rule is 60-40 or 80-20 even, like just that your diet is the most important thing. So that's kind of how I kind of want to, yeah, finish it up. So I'm down 10 kgs, which is fabulous, and I'm feeling super great. Like oh my god, the best thing about trying on like old clothes which were like so tight on you before, like this thing used to be so tight, now it's like all nice and loose. And I've been trying on like dresses and like feeling all excited, and like all my boots which finally fit perfectly again. I have then kind of, yeah, that's kind of the way I've lost my 10 kgs, just the balanced eating, the same foods. Like I'm pretty sure you can find some recipes, but I like to say just keep it simple. Like pick 2, 3, 4 meals which you can pre-cook and then just put it in like Tupperware in your fridge and then warm it up in the morning, which is like very time efficient. And you can just warm it up, take it on the go, warm it up at work, and then you'll have your meal, and you just need to keep off the snacks. I'm going to Ibiza with my sister in June, which gives me a lot of time to actually work out and eat clean and train dirty. But yeah, that's kind of my little in-between update. I will be showing you guys a few more products in the future just because I'm trying new things out. I'm thinking my goal weight is going to be maybe 62 kgs, which I was back then. And if it's more, it's more. If it's less, it's less. I just want it to be a comfortable fit, and I want to, you know, as I said, be fabulous in Ibiza when I go there, and just kind of, you know, feel great in my body. And I actually do feel it right now, but I know that, you know, I can work on it a bit more. But just the factor that I've made it so far already makes me super, super proud. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm not a dietitian or anyone professional, but I have lost and gained weight enough times in my life. I'm pretty sure some of you have. That's why you are clicking on this video. And if you feel free to follow me on social media, I've got Instagram, Culture with Coco, and you can check out my website for daily fashion looks, which is www.culturewithcoco.com. And if you're wondering about my hair, it's from Luxury for Princess, and it's the color 1B. It looks fabulous on the small screen right now, but probably when I take the video material out, it's gonna be like something that I'm gonna find something which I don't like. Thanks a lot, you guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.